Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Victor Ayala, and I'm coming at you one more time. This is my way to real estate, and as you can see, I'm coming at you this time around from my vehicle, from my transportation. I'm in my commute back home from my 9 to 5, from my job, exactly what I'm trying to break out of. This is what I'm trying to get out of. The average. I'm trying to get out of average. I'm sick and tired of average, of being average, of doing what everybody else does. I'm getting ready to break out, and that's what my way to real estate is all about. And today, what I want to talk about, I want to go straight into what I want to talk about today, and it's why I chose real estate. Why real estate? I mean, there's so many options out there. There's so many businesses, so many things that I could have chosen. Why did I choose real estate? Well, quite honestly, let me just give you guys just a little bit of backstory about me. I come from a very, very entrepreneurial family. Like all my uncles on my mom's side, my mom and dad, they always owned their own business. And up to this point, I myself have always been very entrepreneurial. Just because I have this current job right now, when I came to Dallas, to the Dallas, Texas area where I reside now, when I came and took this job here, well, I was already working for this company, but at another place, another state, another country, really, Puerto Rico. So when I came here, I've only dedicated myself to this. I haven't had any side hustle like I always used to have in the past. So somehow, even though I had this job and I was working for this company, I was always able to scratch my entrepreneurial itch, so to speak, right? So I was always able to scratch that itch by having a side hustle. I'm gonna just look straight at the camera since I'm stopping at a light here. So I always had a side hustle, and it was great because I was able to do my entrepreneurial things and also have this job with the benefits and all that stuff, all that quote-unquote security that one can receive from having a steady job with benefits and all that stuff. So I put that in air quotes, the security, just because, quite honestly, man, the way I've seen things happen in the past years, I mean, from 2008 on, when there was the economic collapse and all that stuff, I mean, there's really no security, quite honestly. I mean, I think you would agree with me that simply because you have a job and it has the benefits and it's a big company and whatnot, I mean, the only security that you and I have is our capability to go out to the marketplace and produce and make something happen, create, leave the cave, go out there, kill something, and bring it back home. If you are capable of doing that, if you possess the skill, the drive, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to make it happen, I mean, that's the only security that you and I have, quite honestly, right? Because I'm working for this company, and all of a sudden tomorrow they can tell me, you know what, buddy, it's over. I mean, we have to either cut down on expenses, we have to cut down on personnel, whatever, and doesn't matter how many years I have with the company. I mean, they could just tell me it's over tomorrow. So the thing about that, what scares me about that is the fact that I have no control whatsoever over that. No control whatsoever. You know, because they can decide to do whatever they want, and I just have to deal with the consequences. So the only security that you and I have is not the company we work for or the people who sign a check every week or every month or every 2 weeks or however it is you get your pay if you're an employee. The only security that you and I have is the ability to go out there and make something happen in the marketplace. So going back to my background, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit in me, and that entrepreneurial drive. For many years I cut hair. At the age of 16 I started cutting hair, and I was a barber. I got my license, I opened my own shop, and I had my shop up until like 5 years ago. So I always had that, and I had employees, I had barbers that I rented the chair to, and so I developed a lot of skills and what's the word? Experience dealing with customers. So I was able to, because how intimate is the relationship of a barber and a client? I mean, we are like up close and personal, and we talk about different things, and it's a relationship really that develops over the years, and through that service, through that type of service. So those abilities and that skill that I developed after so many years working as a barber, I think that is something that I'm gonna be able to apply in my new career as a real estate agent. Because quite honestly, you have the opportunity as a barber to build a lot of trust, right? Because you're shaving, and you're like, you have that straight razor right here on the neck of the client. Dude, they gotta trust you. You gotta make sure, they gotta be sure that they could trust the person, the man with that straight razor that's like shaving their neck and back here and all that stuff. So you have to build a lot of trust and rapport to be able to be successful in as a barber. You have to be available. That's one of the things that I think that's going to help me the most when I transition into my real estate career. Because a lot of people, they need to have a whip on their back. They have to have that time clock, and they have to have that thing there that's holding them accountable, right? Because if not, they won't show up. As a barber, it's the same thing. I mean, if you don't show up, you don't make money, period, right? So you have to show up, and you have to work, and you have to be available for your customer, for your client, and you have to be willing to give them the highest level of customer service. And of course, you have to have the skill and the ability to give them a nice haircut so they could keep coming back. But I always talked about, and I think the 80-20 rule applies in so many things in life. But I used to always talk to the barbers I had working for me. It's the 80-20 rule. 80% of your success is going to depend on the level of service that you offer your customers. You need to be available when they want to get the service. You have to be willing and able to stay later if necessary to give that extra service. Come in earlier if they want you to come in earlier and get their haircut and you fix them up. So you have to be available. You have to be very extremely service oriented if you want to be successful as a barber. So those are things that the 80-20 rule is, that 80% service. Dude, just 20%. All comes down to how good of an actual barber you are. I mean, of course, people want, if they come into you as a barber, they want to leave the establishment looking nice and looking clean, looking neat, looking sharp. So you have to have the skill, no doubt. But I mean, most people, all they want is service. Come in, get out, get their haircut done, and keep on going, because they got places to be, people to see, things to do. They're moving around in life, and they got things to do, and they just want to go in and out. So I think that's something that is going to help me in this transition. So before I go into why, okay, so if you're a barber and you've done it for so many years, about 20 years of my life, why don't you go back into that? I just think it's time for me to try something new. And one of the reasons that I chose real estate over anything else is because because there's a lot of options out there, right? There's a lot of options that a person can choose when it comes to starting a business. But why did I choose real estate? One of the main reasons why I chose real estate was because the entry level, the money that you need to enter into the business is not that high. The entry level is easy. I mean, if I want to start my career here in the States, in the state of Texas, I mean, I can do so because I already transferred my license from my previous state, right, into Texas, so I'm legit. That's one thing. But and you might say, well, to start, all I need is to just find a chair, find a barbershop that's looking for people, and just get started. Yes, that's true. However, I just feel like I want to do something different, challenge myself. I just want to turn that page. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you want to try something new, for sure. I mean, at any point in time, if needed, like if I really need it, if it all came down to, okay, I gotta put food on the table, I mean, dude, I'll grab the shears and the clipper, and I'll start cutting hair and start producing. But let's say I want to really go, big and open my own shop and work for myself, not for another person, paying rent or paying a commission, or paying a percentage of my earnings to the owner. If I want to go all in, I mean, it's gonna be a significant investment starting off to start my own thing as a barber. I mean, this is just a crazy I'm just estimating here. I haven't really done the research to actually figure out how much money it would take. But from my experience in between equipment and all that stuff, let's say me and 2 more chairs, I want to start off, small, 3 chairs, my chair and 2 more. I mean, it's going to be a minimum of $25,000 investment. I mean, just to get started. Capital, rent, finding a place. Let's say you have to fix up the place. Let's say you have to, put in the equipment, put in the countertops and all that stuff. It's a minimum of $25,000. Minimum, and I'm being very, very conservative there, right? And to start, another thing I was looking at was franchising, buying a franchise of some sort. It also requires a large investment. I mean, large can be... I mean, the thing is, it takes a significant... I mean, there's franchises that's going to take you millions of dollars, $1 million plus to open, like a McDonald's or something like that. Well, that's going to take you over $1 million to get started. There's other type of franchises that, you could start maybe like $24,000, something like that. But anyway, the thing is that there's everything from the range of $10,000 all the way to $1 million plus if you want to open up a franchise. So you got to get a decent amount of money on hand. And second, the franchises, the thing about franchises from the research that I was doing, they're not like it's not your own business 100%. You have to follow the rules. You have to follow, because you're just licensing the name pretty much. Like, for example, I'm driving by a Subway right now, right? Subway, that's like one of the biggest franchises or fastest growing, whatever. Subway's a big franchising thing, right? I open up a Subway franchise, dude. I can't do like make up a sandwich and just sell it. I can't decorate the store. I can't do the marketing. There's certain things that I'm restricted from doing just because it's a franchise, and there's a main company that controls a lot of the things, that controls the way it's done. They have systems, they have procedures, and they have things already in place that I need to follow, and I have to agree to follow if I want to stay as a franchisee. So that thing, that limit in freedom to do whatever you want kind of threw me off, and I was like, nah, I don't think franchise is a thing for me. Besides, it takes a significant investment to get started. So then again, why real estate? Well, real estate, depending on which state you reside in, it could run you anything from $2,500 to $6,000 max. And I'm talking max, just to get started. I'm not talking about the runway you need, because you need a financial cushion between you and you getting the business rolling. That's separate from what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like what you need to have your license in hand and start your business as a real estate agent, including the schooling. Because from what I understand, in most states you have to take hours of courses. You need to take courses, and you need to take schooling. You have to have schooling. You have to go to school for real estate. And I mean, it varies from state to state, but I'm just going to talk about from what I've researched so far here in Texas. You have to complete 180 hours of classes. 180 hours of classes total. And then those classes can cost you anything from $500 to $2,500. Okay, so those classes, you have many options, and that's another video coming up soon when I start choosing what type of school I'm going to go to, because you have brick and mortar, you have online, you have different types of options, but we'll get to that in another video. But basically, you need to get the schooling done. Then you have to get in contact with the real estate commission in your state, and you need to submit your paperwork like you already took the classes, send that evidence in, and then you have to request a test that the state provides, and then through a third-party company. So you need to take the test, take the classes, take the test, and then once you pass the test, you get licensed. You need to sign up with a broker and take it from there. That's just the gist of it, right? I haven't been through the process. I don't really know exactly how it works, but that's what this is for, my way to real estate. The purpose of this is to document every step of the way and share it with you guys in case you are in the same situation that I am and you're looking to start a real estate, a new career in real estate. So I'm going to be documenting every step of the way. So that's the main reason why I chose real estate, just because I want to do something new. I want to start something different, and I want to turn the page of my life from being that barber and just being identified by that. I want a new challenge, a new opportunity to make a lot of money. That's another thing that I interests me about real estate. Uncapped salary. Right now, where I'm at, I could be the best in the nation at what it is that I do. I'm not gonna get paid any more than the next guy. The only way, doing what I do right now, working for the company that I work right now, the only way I can make more money is if I put in overtime. Thing about that is that I don't control that. I don't control the overtime. That's not something that I have control of. That's my boss and my boss's boss, and up the chain. I mean, if they decide tomorrow that overtime is over for everyone else, there's not going to be any more opportunity for overtime. Well, then I'm done. It's over for me. I can't make any more money than just work my 40 hours, get my salary, and that's it. So the good thing, what attracts me from real estate is the fact that it's no cap in your salary. The harder you work, the more money you make, right? If you want to go, if you want to go hard and you want to go all in, you can make as much money as you want, as long as you get things done properly. You actually learn the ways of real estate, and and you develop systems and you develop processes that are going to make you more and more productive doing what you do. I mean you could, it's uncapped. It's uncapped, right? So that was another reason why I chose real estate. It's a low level entry. I mean, it's there's not a lot of friction to get in. It's easy to get in. And if there's someone that's been around in the real estate game for a while and listens to this right now, might be thinking, yeah, that's one of the problems we have in real estate. It's too easy to get in and it's too easy to get out. What I've heard from the statistics and all that stuff, I mean 80% of all real estate agents that get started 2 years later, they don't renew their license. They're out of the game after 2 years. Well, that's something that, you know, it depends on the person, depends on the drive you have, the determination, but it is, those are the facts, those are the numbers, right? So if you do whatever it takes, if you develop processes, you develop systems, follow models that work, because that's the thing. That's another thing that attracts me about real estate. Another thing that attracts me to real estate is the fact that there are a lot of people who have been extremely successful in real estate, right? So I don't have to go out there and reinvent the wheel. I don't have to do that. There's a lot of people who have been extremely successful and built humongous businesses in real estate, right? So all I gotta do is basically just go out there and follow the model. I don't have to go out there and reinvent the wheel. I just have to go out there and use models that work. That's another thing that attract me to real estate, right? So just to recap, because I just got here I need to buy some new shoes. I'm gonna buy me some new shoes. So I'm gonna buy me some shoes, and just to recap the reasons why I chose real estate. Number one, doesn't take a huge investment. With $2,500, $6,000 tops. That's it. You're in business. You are in business for yourself. I mean, where else can you do that? Where else can you be in business for like $2,500 to $6,000? Okay, so that covers your schooling, your licensing, and you just go out there and hustle. Just go out there, hustle, make it happen. Leave the cave, kill something, bring it back home, right? Number two, what was number two again? Uncapped salary. Uncapped salary. You can make as much money as you want. And number three, I mean, there's models out there already. You just gotta follow the models. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just figure out what are the things that work. I mean, there's books, there's resources out there. There's a lot of things that you could just tap into and figure out. And then out of all those things, you take in or you put into practice the thing that you feel that clicks most with you. You need to understand your personality, your way of doing things, your way of doing things, and what you feel the most comfortable with, and pick the model that matches the most with your personality and what you would like to do. So those are the three reasons why I chose real estate. Maybe more reasons. I mean, what drove me there, that could be done in another video. But I'll just keep on posting, and hopefully you guys keep on watching, and hopefully I keep on holding myself accountable, using this YouTube channel to hold myself accountable. So once again, this is Victor Ayala to serve you. This is my way to real estate. I'm gonna get my hustle on. I'm gonna break out of this 9 to 5. I want to break out of average. I'm sick and tired of average. Are you sick and tired of average? Flip the switch. Flip the switch to excellence. Flip the switch to awesomeness. Flip the switch to excel. That's what this is all about. All right. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching.